Check your mic.
Check. Yeah.
You there.
Hello.
You be there.
I'll be there.
I billed you earlier as director, writer, comedian, dancer,
Scored the winning touchdown for Notre Dame.
raconteur, Johhny Hobbs. And, you finally took 5 minutes out of your busy showbiz schedule to come into the studio.
5 minutes?
Yeah.
I give you at least 7, brother.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, go to livestream.com, type in The Mix Show. I have a specially prepared green screen for Mr. Hobbs for his appearance here in the studio.
You're listening to
Really? Seriously?
WWPR, Bradenton, Sarasota, Tampa Bay.
She doesn't trust me to play a station I
What's
dig.
with the help around here, man?
I am the help.
Oh, that explains everything.
Yeah, that's me. So, that's how we roll here. But, all right, so listen. There's a ton. You're like, you got a million things going on. I mean, there was the film going on, the film thing that I was a part of. And then, like, a day later, you're in another movie.
Mm-hmm.
And I see another photo, and I'm like, wait, he's in another film? I mean, he's, like, doing 5 films a week.
And you know the funny thing about that is I just got done talking with the guys that have been working on this one that we're going to talk about a little bit. And I said, I don't think, it feels like we're not doing enough. It really does. And then I started thinking about, like, yeah, I got this one, and I'm like, yeah, we're keeping pretty busy. It's just, I guess because it's just so spread out. You know, we do something, and we're not doing anything, and then we're doing something. But yeah, we got a lot of stuff going on at the same time. It's awesome.
Well, I was fortunate enough to be a part of one of your latest projects, the Last Stand of Luther and Ed, and I've been wanting to promote it week after week and talk about my experience. But you kind of slapped my hand. And you said, no, don't over promote, don't give it away, don't do this, don't do that. So I've been sitting on my hands, wanting to talk about it, and I'm like, but you're like, hey, maybe.
But you understand why, though.
I do, I do, and I even talked about that on the air, and I said, I see where he's coming from, but at the same time, I'm on the radio, and I want, and these are things I want to talk about. It was a part of it. It was fun. Had a good time. But then it's like, well, damn, I can't talk about the movie.
We can talk about it.
All right, you talk about it because I'm afraid there's certain things you don't want mentioned that would give away the film, and I'm afraid I might slip up and say it accidentally.
Well, here's how we'll talk about it. This is what I've been telling people. It's part Gilligan's Island meets Hee Haw meets Night of the Living Dead with Mad Magazine's 1970s satire thrown in for fun. Would that explain it?
No. No.
Okay, see, that's why I'm throwing people off then.
See, yeah, and yeah. I was even nervous because I took 150 photos while I was there.
Matter of fact, some of your photos interrupted filming.
Yeah, we'll get to that in a minute. But, so, and I didn't even want to put pictures of me and some of the other cast members because it would give it away to a certain extent. So the green screen is of
plants.
You,
the ground,
Luther and Ed, Luther and Ed, Luther and Ed. It's like a loop, an endless loop of and Luther and Ed.
Mm-hmm.
With occasional shots of the cameraman and some other guy that was there holding the reflector, and it's like, okay, he's not a character. I can put him in there. Damn. So here I am trying to promote this thing, but not promote it.
Yeah.
So I at least got the name in there. Johhny Hobbs presents The Last Stand of Luther and Ed. So I got that flying through the air there. So, all right, Gilligan's Island, Hee Haw, Night of the Living Dead meets
Mad Magazine satire.
Mad Magazine satire from the 70s. I mean, yeah. All right. Jeez.
Here's what I'll say. We'll let people know that it is a zombie flick.
Okay.
But it's not your ordinary average Walking Dead type zombies.
Okay, because I was even afraid to just use the term zombie.
Yeah.
I didn't even want to talk about the zombie because I would be giving too much away. No. That's why I didn't want to put pictures of me in my costume and my makeup. And
which, by the way, thank you so much for coming out and being a part of that.
Now, was it me or did the people, my co-stars, show up in just regular clothing that really, clothing that they just wear every day and doesn't look like they rolled out of bed in?
A couple of them did.
Most of them. Come on,
yeah.
most. They just look like regular people, and I'm thinking, this shirt, I actually balled it up and sat on it on the couch, and I even sat on it in the car coming down to Bradenton because it had to be all crumpled and had that, that lived-in look, like you said, like a zombie who just rolled out of bed, and I was because I was there at 8 o'clock in the morning, So, and I'm looking at everybody else, and I'm thinking, it's just this is no.
Well, there's
no thought behind it.
There's actors, and then there's actors. Okay, you just went above and beyond,
and
that's why you're going to get top billing when it comes to the zombies.
Amen, brother. Amen. All right, we'll get to that in a second too.
Yeah,
because I even took the initiative to text you some photos because you said old beat up rumpled clothing, and I've got my old beat up rumpled clothing. I got shirts with holes in it that I wear when I mow the yard, and jeans with holes in it. And I was like, all right, what's this? How about this? How about that? I had sort of like a redneck ball cap on, Pabst Blue Ribbon. And you were like, no. Go with the patriotic thing you had with the Uncle Sam tie and the red, white, and blue hat because it's got a more comedic feel. And I'm like, perfect.
Yeah.
Now I know where you're going. Cool. So I can follow direction. I can follow direction.
A few other people did. The younger zombies, obviously not so much because that's just typical younger people.
I just saw people who showed up.
Yeah.
They just showed up.
It didn't ruin the production, though.
No. They listened to what you were saying.
I'm not Stanley Kubrick, so I'm not.
Hey, we got it all done. What, by 1 o'clock in the afternoon?
Yeah, we shot for about 3.5, 4 hours.
Yeah. So. And I didn't leave. You were telling everybody on the crew to make sure you leave all your pertinent information so you could fill it out on IMDb, your name and all that stuff. And I was like, oh, crap, I left and I forgot. But I said, but he knows me, and he knows how to get in touch with me. And, I said, he can bill me any way he wants on IMDb. But it's how I get billed. Let's talk about credits. This has been bugging me since I left Bradenton, since I left the shoot, okay? All right, lead zombie, beautiful. Love it. Thank you, because I put my heart and my soul into it. Okay,
and you brought donuts.
Okay, hang on. So lead zombie. Now let's talk catering.
I was just thinking that catering.
I should get credit for catering.
Costume design.
Because I'm getting to that too. So catering because I brought coffee and donuts. Nobody else did. Well, you brought donuts.
I brought donuts,
but I brought coffee and donuts. Yeah. See, that's what a caterer does. That's what someone wants to make sure that the crew is taken care of. That's what a caterer does. They want to make sure. So I brought coffee and donuts, and no one had to tell me to do that. I took it my own initiative to make sure that this production went smooth. And I brought coffee and donuts, so I should get a catering credit. I also brought my Nikon camera, and I took a bunch of photos. So I should get credit for principal photography.
Sure. And prop master.
Thank you. I was getting to that too. See, you're on the same plane.
I'm on it. I'm on it. And
I want to get credit for prop master because I supplied the 8-tracks and the 8-track player and the Elvis and the Nixon poster and the little psychedelic light that spins around and you really came through. I had to do what I got to do, man. I'm a team player.
You are.
I just want to make sure I get credit.
You are going to get plenty. You're going to get more credit on this than I am, actually.
Hey. Well, then once it's out, I'll promote the hell out of it.
Hell yeah.
Kidding me? I'll wear it on my sleeve.
Sure.
But, all right, did you use any of my stuff? Did it ever get in any shots?
As a matter of fact, the one thing that we're going to definitely use, that's why I did not return it to you this evening, was the 8-track and the 8-track player.
The portable Radio Shack thing? Yeah. So you're going to redo that for some other shoots?
Actually, we're using it for this same shoot. We're doing a little establishing shot. To show the inside of the house to kind of establish where we are. We'll see the console TV, we'll see the 8-track player, the turntable, rotary phone, stuff that gives us an idea of like, oh, okay, this is late 70s, kind of era.
Yeah, and well, I saw the black rotary phone in the house when I got there, and I got to let you know I have a red rotary phone, which I think would be much better.
Yeah,
in the shot.
We'd have to reshoot that. You know how many thousands of dollars it's going to cost me to reshoot that?
Hey, Kubrick,
we're talking 12 more
Kubrick
donuts.
Does 150 takes.
We're talking 12 more donuts.
I can wing that. That's no problem. No problem. So it was a good time. I can't give too much away. What else? So I'm getting credit for lead zombie, caterer, prop master, principal photographer, and am I leaving out one? Let's see.
I'm sure you'll come up with something else.
I'm definitely going to come up with one. Yeah. So I was just, it was a good time had by all, and I can't wait for it to come out.
Mm-hmm.
Using any music for it or anything?
Oh man, that's a really good question, because I think music for something like this, any film really, music has to be pretty right on. And I don't know what I really want for this as far as, first of all, we have to start cutting it together and seeing what it looks like, and then build maybe a musical theme around it. Obviously there'll be some parts that will have that kind of goofy comedic sound to it, and then others where we can go dramatic kind of, and so maybe just a nice little mixture of stuff.
Okay, all right. And when will said film be released? Well, we still have one more day of shooting, which we're going to be doing probably 2 weeks from this Saturday. It's just some pickup shots, and then we need to film a little shot of the ending, which also is a big surprise. And that's about it. That's about four different shots we got to do. Some pickups, like I said, about 3 or 4 hours worth of principal photography. We're done. And we did this in 4 shooting days, and really happy. What a crew, man. You guys came out and just did a great job. Definitely thanks to Killer Dolphin Films, Brian and Mark Ivesvale and Jim Turner. Even J.B. Wortley was there with us for a day. Yeah. And but the big thing right now with this, man, is my 2 main actors, Drew Schlatter and Ren Pearson as Luther and Ed. These guys just found the chemistry, have done just a remarkable job, and have actually exceeded my expectations, and they've really pulled it together. Who's the guy that lives in the house? That would be Drew. Drew, okay. Yeah. Because Drew was in JB's film. Yes, Bullet of Madness. Bullet of Madness, yeah. Where I played a ambulance. And Drew has also been in the first film we did, The Psycho Dish. He was in that too, so, yeah. Yeah, I think he needs to back off a little. Yeah, too many starring roles. I don't care if we are using his house. At some point in time, I'm going to get a line in a movie. Eventually. You didn't have one in Bullet of Madness? No, it was just an EMS worker. I was just looking over the dead bodies and acting surprised. You should have just said, ooh, something. Yeah, I should have just, oh, something. No, because, if I had done that, JB would have said, cut. Do it again. Do it again. Keep your mouth shut. Nobody asked you to talk. One more time. One more time. And then we would have been there till 5 a.m. instead of 3 a.m. Right, right. So I was like, I don't want to burn my bridges. No, don't do that. So, you'll get other lineless movies if you keep that up. Yeah. So, but it was a lot of fun, and the people who did see my photos were excited, and they said, "Oh, I can't wait," because they're all zombie fans. Oh, cool. Walking Dead and all that stuff. So they're like, let me know. I want to see it, And I'm like, I can't tell you how it ends. I can't tell you what I'm doing. I can't tell you. I just know that I'm a zombie. That's all you need to know. You're making it sound like snuff porn almost. It's just like no, snuff porn is easy. We know how that ends. We know how snuff ends. Come on. Well, it's kind of one of those things where it's like it exists, but it really doesn't exist. That kind of thing. But. I don't know, bro. I could tell you some stories. Oh, not good. Not good at all. No, that's a dark side. That's a New York thing that it's tough to talk about. But let's stick to zombies because that's more lighthearted. Sure. But all right. So then you're in another movie. I saw a still, and you kind of look like a Colonel Sanders character. You almost look like Colonel Sanders from KFC driving a truck, and I was like, well, what the hell is this movie about? Because I'm not an extra in this one either, and I'm not a prop master or a caterer.
I'm going to give you credit anyway. I'm going to give you credit. Spiritual advisor, so.
Swami Sic Mic.
Yeah, Swami Sic Mic is perfect.
So, all right, so what was that thing about? What's that?
That's called The Sunny Side, and that's done by our mutual friend Trishel, who we all know from Minnesota Films.
Mm-hmm.
And really cool story, man. I mean, he came over to my house, gave me the script, and I'm not even kidding. I got a half a page into this, and I loved it. I'm like, I got to do this, And my part is basically a part of a television commercial that the main character is kind of playing in the background. He's experiencing, for him personally, he's trying to figure out the meaning of his life. And once again, with Trishel, it's what I like to refer to as a thinking man's picture. And so he's trying to find, and him and I have this kind of connection. I'm kind of godlike to him to a certain extent, and it's a really cool piece, man. I mean, I think he's actually going to play this at the next Minnesota on March 19th. So that's a week from tonight. So I'll definitely be there for that. So come on out.
What's on a Wednesday?
I know you're here.
I know. I just
call in sick. Because you are Sic Mic.
Well, I am sick, but it's like damn, it's always on a Wednesday.
I know.
They used to have them on Thursdays
when they first started.
And I was like, fantastic! I can do the show on Wednesday, take off after work on Thursday, cruise down here and enjoy it and mingle and schmooze and all that stuff and.
And I'm also doing the other film from Killer Dolphin, Ricochet, where I'm sure you've seen the photos of that with my head busted open from the attempted suicide that I do with you haven't seen that one?
No, I wasn't invited to be a part of that either. So. Damn it.
Yeah, so we're doing a lot of stuff, man.
Yeah, I
keeping busy.
Yeah, well, that's good. Me, I just do the radio show. So,
and supply donuts and props.
Yeah, and props.
Occasionally.
When I'm invited.
When you're invited.
Only I'm not going to force my way onto the set.
You should get a business card for that, seriously.
I don't force my way onto a closed set, so... But, I mean, it was just, hey, it's like I said, it's through you, it's through JB, it's through all these other people in the area, Mark, that I get a chance to do this fun stuff, so I'm
and it is fun. I mean, it's like I tell people, when I was up in Orlando filming a scene for Bullet of Madness, that we had a still photographer there. And he just snapped this picture of like 20 of us standing around the monitor looking at the playback.
Yeah.
And, we got these smiles on our faces. Yeah. And I'm like, man, that's what it's about. It's so much fun. You work really hard. But when you see what you've done at the end of it, the creation, it's just like, yes, man, it really does pay off. Especially when you surround yourself with good people. And we've managed to do that.
Yeah, and I think that was the payoff for me is I was always, when I was helping out with those scenes at Drew's house, I was like, what does this look like? What does this look? I don't even know what this looks like. What is it? How is it framed? I mean, how is it? I was just from a and then he says, "Come on back here and take a look at what you did."
Yeah,
It's like, oh, damn, that looks good.
And it's wild you say that because the first day of shooting Luther and Ed, as a writer, and this is kind of like my first jump into actually directing a piece. And when you're creating it, you have this vision in your head, and so the first day of filming. Drew and Ren are going through it, and they're doing the dialogue and everything, and I'm kind of like directing them, of course, and how I want it said, and this and that and whatnot, and they were just brilliant, man. I can't say that enough about those two guys, but, the first day I'm like looking at it going, are these guys really kind of doing what I want them to do? And then we went and looked at the footage, and we were cutting it up a little bit, and I'm going, they're doing exactly what I want them to do.
That's cool. Well, that's cool.
And then some, so it's been a blast, man, with those two guys.
Yeah, I read the riot act to a handful of people who were very gung-ho on coming down and being zombies, and then
they missed out.
And they slept in, and it's just like, and I'm in there in the morning, and where are you? Come on, let's do it. We're doing it. And I even showed them a photo of what I was doing, looked like, it's a zombie, and I told everyone, don't get hammered the night before. Come on, if you seriously want to do this, don't get hammered. Get up, get down here, and let's just do it and make it happen.
And and here we were, the makeup guy Mark Anginola, who also did a great job with everything. Yeah. He was over at my place. We were up until like 2:00 in the morning working on eyes, and then or he was. I was just kind of watching, and up at the crack of dawn, getting everything ready and coming over. So and. It's one of those things where if you haven't done it, then it gets to be that way. It's like, oh, really, I got to go do this. But if you have done it, and you have done it, and I've done it, and you're like, you can't wait to get up and go do this, man.
Oh,
yeah. So
yeah, it was either that or go to Port Charlotte with my wife and visit the in-laws. So I'm like, zombie? I'm there.
In-laws?
I'm there.
Bath and Body Works? I'm going to,
Shuffleboard?
Shuffleboard? I don't think so.
I don't think so.
That's what's funny, because I remember when we were doing the first movie, Psycho Dish, and, as you know, Mick, you can't go onto a set and, like, in 1 hour you're done. No. It takes an hour to set up.
Exactly.
Okay? Yeah. So you're not going to waste your time, just showing up for an hour or two. You have to be there, especially like we were fortunate. We got done 1:30ish. We were there for about 4 hours, and everything. But sometimes you're on set 9, 10, 11, 12 hours. And, you get, groaning and moaning. And I remember Psycho Dish, I would kind of like tell the crew, we start at 6 o'clock at night, be about 3 o'clock in the morning. We're still kind of just, we've got a little bit left to do. And they'd be bitching and moaning. I'm like, hey, we could be doing this, or we could be pushing pallets at Walmart right now.
Yeah.
And we get to do this.
Yeah. And I think with JB, we were Bullet of Madness. I think it was about 12 hours.
Yeah.
It was about 2 o'clock in the afternoon when I got there.
Less,
2 a.m.
man.
when I left.
Yeah.
And it's whatever it takes to get it done.
Yeah. Yeah.
Well, you know what they've always said in show business? It's always hurry up and wait.
Right.
That's the business. Hurry up and wait, because you got to get the lighting right, you got to get the audio right, and you got to make sure the makeup and everybody's in on their mark. And it's a process, and you either enjoy it or you don't. And if you don't enjoy it, don't raise your hand and ask to be a part of it.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
So I mean, hey, I was there. I was grateful to get 2 slices of pizza, for Bullet of Madness. I'm like, hey, this is cool. I got to eat. So I'm a happy guy.
Yeah.
And it's like, whatever. And everybody was getting cranky towards the end, and 12 hours of being there and shooting. And
that's normal. That is totally normal. I've never been on a set where it hasn't been like that.
Yeah.
Because if you're still happy and perky after 12 hours, you're not doing it right.
Yeah. So I was just, I tell my wife, I said, look, I'll be home when I'm home. I mean, whatever it takes to get it done. I don't care.
Yeah.
And I didn't know about, Last Stand of Luther and Ed. I said, hey, I'm getting there at 8 a.m. She goes, all right, so I might be having dinner by myself. I said, it's possible. Anything can happen. So, yeah, I'll just send you a text and let you know.
And to let you know, Luther and Ed was a lot more ambitious than what I've done. It was actually originally about a 30-minute long film that we managed to basically take the first third of it and make it into an entire film. And, when I looked at the logistics of it and the money that I was going to need to spend, I was like, I can't. So I basically took this 30-page screenplay and chopped it down to about 12, 13 minutes.
Okay.
And took that first third and just made that the film. And, this was way more ambitious. You guys would have done a whole lot more if I would have had the money and the time and everything else. So
hey, and you got good people around you. I mean, Mark was just he's just great with the makeup and the special effects and all that stuff. It's a
great crew, man. I love working with those guys. And we took, I felt when you're, especially with independent films, it's like, you might be directing it, but you have to also kind of organize everything as well. And to have a game plan, and I really took my time and prepped as much as I could to make it go as smoothly as possible. And I think it did, man, because that's the other thing, surrounding myself with people like Mark, and like I said, Brian and Mark Ives Phelan from Killer Dolphin and everybody else, and of course you guys, and it's been one of the, and a lot of people have even said, even the actors and everything have said, this is probably one of the funnest experiences we've had, on a film set. So.
Yeah, it was good. Everybody got along. Everybody had a good time.
Yeah, and you couldn't ask for a more beautiful day.
Oh, it was perfect.
It was gorgeous.
It wasn't hot. It wasn't cold. It was just. It was springtime weather, and it was just.
I still got a little burn on the skull here, But,
well, I would have had the same thing, but I got to wear a hat, so I was lucky there.
Yeah, but it was worth it.
And I have been vindicated. This is the second time I have been vindicated with friends and family who have, for years, yelled at me to get rid of all my 1970s stuff. What are you doing with these 8-tracks? Why do you need an 8-track player? Why do you need these posters? Blah, blah, blah. Why do you need that fluorescent light? Or the black light? Why do you? And I'm like, because it's a part of my childhood.
Sure.
And you just never know. Sure enough, and about a year or two ago, somebody up in Pinellas County said, "Oh, I'm doing a film and it's based in the early 1970s." And I'm like, guess what?
I got it.
Guess what? Who else has an 8-track player laying around? Me.
Yeah.
Me.
Yeah.
Who else has this and that and blah, 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 and posters of Nixon and Elvis? Me.
I think that's why you and I get along so well, because I'm kind of stuck a little bit. A lot of people accuse me of being stuck in the 1980s and 90s and whatever. I mean, you go a little bit further back to me with the 70s, but I can't get out of it, man.
No,
I mean, listen here. Here's the deal. I still own a flip phone. I'm getting my first smartphone in about 3 weeks.
Yeah.
I'm freaking out.
Yeah. Yeah. I had a Nokia. It wasn't even a flip phone. It was just a basic cell phone. That was it, and it didn't have all the the internet. You could get the internet, but it was like Pac-Man type graphics going across the screen, and
it took forever.
And it was like all I used it for was to call my wife.
Yeah,
or she would call me. I didn't really even want a cell phone. She forced me to take it, and I had that for a couple of years, and it would stay charged for 3 to 4 weeks before I had to recharge it again. And then all of a sudden, my wife wants to upgrade her phone, and she says, "Oh, I'm getting you a smartphone." I says, "I don't need it.
Yeah,
I don't want it.
Yeah,
I just whatever."
Thank God you got it though.
But I got it, and I'm trying to incorporate it. And
Not that I'm giving too much away, but it helped out.
Right? Yeah. So it's there, and I'm like, you were talking about how you got a flip phone. I says, "Hey, you can call me anytime you want."
Yeah. Well, I didn't have a computer until I met my wife, like in 2001, 2002. So it's just didn't want it, didn't need it, and now I can't get off the damn thing.
Yeah, I hate it. It's like a boil on my ass sometimes. I'm like, why
can't get off of it?
Why am I on Facebook? Yeah. Why am I chatting?
Why am I doing this?
What? This is mind numbing.
Mm-hmm. It's like crack.
Yeah,
it's the new crack.
Yeah, caller, go ahead. You're on the air with Johhny Hobbs.
Hello?
Yes. Hello, little girl.
I am very upset with you, Sic Mic.
Okay. Do tell. Why are you upset with me?
Because I auditioned on your show for a zombie role, and you didn't pass it on.
Oh, that's right. Yeah. She did call in when I was promoting the film.
Oh,
and this little girl wanted to be a zombie in the movie.
Oh,
would you like to audition for Johhny? In case he needs to.
There might be a sequel. We're not sure yet.
Yeah, go ahead and audition for Johhny right now. This is a little girl playing the role of zombie, and I will say action. End scene. There you go. Cut. Okay. Well, if there's a sequel,
we might. I'm speechless.
That's a no. That's a no.
I'm speechless. Really.
All right. Well, you got.
I usually have something to say, but
you got to audition for Johhny, and he's going to keep your resume on file.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'll be looking you up.
He'll be looking you
up.
I'll
get in touch with your agent.
That's right.
Yeah.
Okay, well, you gotta tell him my background, that I'm studying to be the next big child star.
Oh, that's right. You are. Yeah, you're honing your acting chops to be the next big child star. Yeah. Well, he might be involved in the new Star Wars project. Didn't you have a Star Wars audition?
Oh yeah. You ready?
Darth Vader.
And scene. Or action.
Action.
Luke, I am your father. No! And scene.
Mick, I was riveted.
There you go. Speechless. I thought his mic was broken, but he was speechless. Okay.
I was glued. I was on the edge of my seat.
That's it.
Yeah.
So, all right. Well, that's 2 auditions. That's terrific. And like I said,
that's more than I've done in a whole year.
He'll keep it on file.
Do you think I need an agent now?
I would hold off on that.
Yeah.
Just for a little while, maybe another week.
Yeah.
Give it another week.
Call Swifty Lazar and see if he's still available.
Yeah.
Sounds good. Thank you for letting me audition.
See ya.
Bye.
Bye-bye.
It's only Wednesday.
Well, you did say you wanted all age ranges.
I did. I did.
So,
but not. Well, I won't go there. Anyway.
I mean, a kid can be a zombie too.
Sure,
I guess,
sure.
Right?
Plenty of kid zombies out there.
So,
yeah, just go to your local mall.
So what movie is going to get released first? Is it our zombie movie or is it your Colonel Sanders movie?
I think the Colonel Sanders movie will be The Sunny Side. It's called
The Sunny Side.
Yes, that will be released.
The
first.
Sunny Side of chicken, fried chicken.
It's just called The Sunny Side.
Oh.
And eggs are definitely involved. I mean, I know I hate to give it away, but
all right. And you're having like a midlife crisis type of thing?
No, I'm not. The main character is, and it's one of those really. It can be interpreted in probably 100 different ways, and right now I can't even interpret it in one way. But yeah, it's about a guy who you see him go through his life, and he's just trying to figure it all out. Like the rest of us are, trying to figure it out. And like I said, my character and his character kind of like, connect with each other to a certain extent. He thinks I have, kind of the meaning to his life or the meaning of life, and. Once again, I can't give away too much because that scene, the pictures that you saw was the ending of the film, and I can't give away too much. But Minnesota Films, March 19th, if you can make it out, come on out, Lakewood Ranch Cinemas.
And, someone call me from that and tell me how well things are going, how everyone's having a good time while I'm on the air.
Could you record like Tuesday night and then just play the loop?
I suppose I could. I don't know. It's, I like doing live radio, and I got a lot of people booked in the upcoming weeks.
Gotcha.
And, so I don't know. But I feel like the industry is basically turning its back on me. I mean, they're having Minnesota Films on a Wednesday when it used to be Thursday.
Well, they all plotted against you.
Yeah. Oshkosh Kavili is making films with you and never bothers to call me.
I know. I have a better agent.
Yeah,
I do.
So, The Last Stand of Luther and Ed. It's a zombie film meets Gilligan's Island, meets Mad Magazine in the 1970s, meets
Hee Haw, Night of the Living Dead, all that stuff. Yeah.
So. I'll try to promote it the best I can.
But you know how much promotion you'll be able to do after it comes out and people start to see it, and you can talk about it and say how great it was and how awesome it is and that you need to see this movie.
Well, how long do I got to wait?
Not long.
What are we looking at? A few weeks? A couple months? What?
Probably a couple of months. Like I said, we still have another day of shooting, and we're just trying to get Ricochet edited and done, so we're going to throw this into the editing process here, hopefully another 2 or 3 weeks, and that's where that's where everything kind of just slows down with the post-production, Yeah. And I'm sure you've experienced that sometimes, occasionally here, but yeah, that's where it's going to take some time, but it will. I'm keeping my fingers crossed that it will be out and ready to go by the end of the summer. It's a little ways away, but August, September, maybe.
All right. Well, for some of your, pickup scenes, if Luther and Ed need like a retarded redneck cousin or somebody, I can do that.
You want more credit? That's what you're trying to. What are you trying to sneak in there? Some more
I got enough credit. I'm just saying. I just want more camera time.
Why? Because you have a retarded redneck cousin that you want to give a job to? Is that
no? Because I've been accused of looking and acting like a retarded redneck cousin, inbred.
Well, you're lucky because I've been accused of a lot worse. So,
but all right. So hey, how are people going to get a hold of you?
Find me on Facebook like everybody else. I don't have Twitter because the first 4 letters of Twitter spell twit, so don't be a twit.
Yeah.
But I am on Facebook. Just look under Johhny Hobbs and you'll see me. And we do have some fan pages on there. Ricochet, Bullet of Madness, I got one. I don't have one for Luther and Ed yet for good reasons, and you know why I don't have one.
Yeah, so. Everything's under wraps. Everything's it's a closed set, secret script. Blah 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 blah. He's shooting 4 different endings, so we don't know.
Yeah.
We can't leak it to the press. Me, and
we got one guy who's doing this right. So
good deal, Johhny Hobbs. Find him on Facebook, and you're still doing comedy. You're still doing stand up.
Matter of fact, I'm going to do a little plug here. I'm going to be at McCurdy's Comedy Theater tomorrow night with Scott Novotny. You're the headliner. I'm going to be doing a little MC work, and so come on out for that. Showtime is 7. Tell them you're my guest, and they might let you in.
They might let me in.
Yeah.
If I tell them that I am
give them your credits.
Right,
give them your credits. Write them down.
Hang on just a second. Caller, go ahead. You're on the air with Johhny.
Hey, what's up? It's Mary Jane.
Hey, are you going to read me my horoscope?
Yes, I am. Hold on 1 second.
Well, no, you hold on a second. I gotta say goodbye to Johhny.
Oh, okay.
All right, hang on a second. All right. She's going to read me a pornographic horoscope.
Oh, how nice.
So.
I'm a Gemini, by the way. So.
But anyways, McCurdy's tomorrow night?
Yes.
Cool deal.
7 o'clock. 925 Funny if you want to come out and see Scott Novotny. Scott is what I consider, speaking of, real quick, he's kind of a retro comic. He makes fun of old TV commercials, does some zany characters, was briefly a writer for Saturday Night Live. So really talented guy, really fun show. So come on out, 925 Funny, F-U-N-Y.
Cool deal. And
yeah, man.
Hey, you need to start recording more of your stand-up.
Well, I'm just getting back into it. I was out of it for a few years because I was so sought after as an actor.
Yeah. I was sought after as a caterer.
Yeah.
So
lots of things.
But all right, Johhny Hobbs, find him on Facebook, and yeah, he has a flip phone, but he'll always call you back. So.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And Mick, thank you again for being part of the shoot and having me on tonight, and we'll talking a little bit about it.
Not a problem. Well, it's been like 45 minutes, 50 minutes.
Yeah,
you know,
it was good.
No problem.
That's
and I thought so. That's why I made your backdrop like an hour long.
Right.
You know,
right.
So we wouldn't run out of stills
of Luther and Ed,
the camera
and
guy,
you,
and then Luther and Ed, and
me,
the camera guy, yeah.
Good shooting.
Well, hey, you know. Hey, I signed a contract. I was sworn to secrecy, and that's that. I got to live by it. And like I said, I'm a team player.
You are.
So, Johhny Hobbs, everybody, we're going to go ahead and take a break. We'll be right back. You're listening to The Mic Show.
I'm going to tell you right now, there is a big difference between cats and dogs, and not just that they're cats and dogs, but dogs know when they've screwed up. Right? Like if they crap in the corner of the house, you're like, you bad boy. And they give you the eyes, the tail. It's like, ooh. You know, cats are like, you want to get that for me, Chief? I'm going to go down for a while. So a husband takes his nagging, pain-in-the-ass wife to the Holy Land for a vacation, and the next day she suddenly dies, and they tell him, sir, it's $5,000 to ship her body back home, or you can have her buried here in the Holy Land for $150. He thinks about it, he goes, I'll ship her body back home. But they're like, sir, that's $5,000. You can have her buried here in the Holy Land for $150. He goes, let me tell you something. A long time ago, a guy died here, was buried here, and 3 days later he rose from the dead. I can't take that chance.